Hi everybody, this is Crystal. So today I'm going to show you how to make this stitch here. Isn't it beautiful? And it's got nubbies on it. So great for anything again, and it's super easy if you know how to. All it is single and double crochets. I think it would make great wash rags, washcloths. I think it would make a great blanket pattern because it's nice and solid. Scarf, be nice, beautiful textured top or sweater, wrap, anything really that you wanted to do with it. It's very, very pretty and very easy to do. So you guys want to go ahead and get started on it? Yeah, see that texture there? Trying to show you. I like it. All right, so first I'm going to ask you please not to forget to subscribe to my channel if you haven't already, and turn on those notifications so you don't miss any of my videos. And also give this video a like, thumbs up if you enjoy. So this stitch is called the shallow nup stitch, and I'll show you the yarn that I'm using for my sample here. I'm using Big Twist from Joann's. It's Big Twist Soft. It is a 100% acrylic, medium weight number 4, and the color I have is called teal. And for my swatch here, I'm using a size I, which is a 5.5 millimeter crochet hook. Now you can make this as long as you want. If you're going to be using a 4-weight yarn, this is done in a multiple of 4. So I think baby blanket size chain of 132, something like that, would work well for a baby blanket, for a size for a baby blanket. But other than that, if you're making a scarf or whatever you want to make, just chain in multiples of 4. Okay, so once we get your chain made in a multiple of 4, we're going to start out with row 1. Now we're going to do a single crochet in the second stitch from the hook, so we don't count this one on our hook. So there's 1 and there's 2. Go into that in single crochet. And now we're going to work 1 single crochet across, putting 1 in every stitch for the length of our chain. So row 1 is just 1 single crochet in every stitch until you get to the end of the row. All right, so now we're going to start row 2, and what we're going to do is we're going to chain 1 and turn our work. Now that chain 1 does not count as anything that we did right here, so we're just going to pretend like it's not even there, and we're going to put our first single crochet right here into this very first stitch. And then row 2 is just 1 single crochet in every stitch until we get to the end of the row. Just like this. So 1 single in each stitch, and I'll meet back up with you at the end of row 2. All right, I've made it to the end of row 2, and now we're going to start row 3. Row 3 starts the repeat rows for the whole pattern. So it's a 4-row repeat. Rows 3, 4, 5, and 6 are our repeat rows. And if you look down in the comment section, the very top comment, I will put timestamps so you can go back. That'll take you to each row. That way you don't have to go back and forth. So check down in the comment section for the timestamps of the repeat rows. So let's go ahead and start row 3. Row 3 is where we're going to make the little poofs there. So what we're going to do is we're going to start out with the chain 1, and we're going to turn our work. And again, that chain 1 does not count as a stitch. It does not count as anything. So we're going to put 1 single crochet into the first 4 stitches. So we start our first one right here in the very first stitch. So there's 1, and then 1 in the next. There's 2, 1 in the next. There's 3, 1 in the next. There's 4. Now we're going to make our little puff. So in the next stitch, we're going to put 1 single, 1 double, and 1 single all into the same stitch. So I'm going to go into it, and I'm going to single crochet, and then I'm going to put 1 double into the same stitch, and then I'm going to put one single into the same stitch, just like that. And now I'm going to start the repeat of row 3, and I'm going to put one single crochet into the next 3 stitches. So there's 1, 2, 3, and then I'm going to do my little puffy into the next stitch, puff into the next stitch. So I'm going to put a single crochet into it, a double crochet into the same stitch, and a single crochet again into the same stitch. And then again, I'm going to repeat by putting one single crochet into the next 3 stitches. There's 1, there's 2, and 3. And then we'll do our little puffy into the next stitch. So we're going to do a single crochet, a double into the same, and a single into the same, just like that. And then we repeat again, one single crochet into the next 3, and then we do our puff. And we're going to do that until we have 2 stitches that remain. Alright, I'm coming to the end of row 3, and I just did a little puff here in this stitch, and I have 2 stitches that remain. I'm going to put one single crochet in each of those remaining 2 stitches. So there's one there, and then one into the last, and that will end row 3. Now, row 4, we are going to chain 1 and turn our work. And when you flip it over, you'll see this is the front side of our work, because when you work the puffs, you work them on the back, and when you flip them over, you can see them on the front. So what we're going to do now is we're going to put one single crochet into the first 2 stitches. So we start here, and we put a single crochet into that stitch, and then a single crochet into the next stitch. Now we are where our little puff is. So we have a single, a double, and a single. We're going to skip the single, and we're going to put a single crochet on top of the double, like that. And then we're going to skip the next single that's attached to this puff stitch, and then we're going to put one single crochet into the next 3 stitches. So there's the single that we need to skip. That is part of this puff, and we go to this one, and we work one in each of the next 3. So there's 1, 2, and 3. And now we're at our puff here. So we skip this single, and we put a single on top of the double of the puff, and then we skip the next single crochet, and we put one single into the next 3. 1, 2, and 3. And this is what we're going to repeat until we get to the end of the row. So we're at a puff stitch again. So we skip the single of the puff, and we put a single crochet into the double of the puff, and then we skip that next single, and then we work one single crochet into the next 3 stitches. That again, skip the single of the puff, and we single into the double, skip the single of the puff, and one single crochet in the next 3. And we're going to do this until we get to the end of the row. Okay, so once you make it to the end, I just did a single crochet into the double crochet of my last puff. I want to skip this single crochet of this puff, and I should have 4 stitches that remain. I'm going to go ahead and put a single crochet in the remaining 4 stitches. There's 1, and there's 2, 3, and there's 4, and that will end row 4. Okay, now we're going to start row 5, which is the final repeat row. We're going to chain 1 and turn our work. Now we're going to start off by putting one single crochet into the first 2 stitches. So one right here, and then one in the next, and then the next stitch will be where we put our puff. So we will go into it and we will put a single crochet and a double crochet and a single crochet, like that. Now we'll start the repeat by putting one single crochet into the next 3 stitches. So there is 1, 2, 3, and then we'll do our puff into the next. So we'll go into it and we'll put a single crochet, a double crochet, and a single crochet all into the same stitch. And then we put one single crochet into the next 3 stitches. There's 1, 2, 3, and we put a puff into the next. So we put a single crochet, a double crochet, and a single. So it's very similar to what we did before, but if you turn it over, you'll look at that our puffs are now catty cornered like they're supposed to be. So we're just going to repeat this until we get to the end of the row. One single crochet in the next 3, and then we puff. One single crochet in the next 3 and then we puff. All right, I'm coming to the end of row 5, and I just did a puff, and I have 4 stitches that remain. I'm going to go ahead and put a single crochet in each of the remaining 4 stitches. There's 1, 2, 3, and 4. And now we're going to start row 6. We're going to chain 1 and turn. And row 6 is kind of the same as row 4. We're just going to be putting a single crochet across. So we're going to start off by putting a single crochet into the first 4 stitches. 1, 2, 3, and 4. And then when we come up to our puff, remember, we skip the first single crochet of it, and then we single crochet into the double of the puff. And then we skip the other single crochet of the puff, and we're going to put one single crochet into the next 3 stitches. So there's 1, 2, 3. Repeat that again. Skip the first single crochet of the puff, single crochet into the top of the double crochet of the puff, skip the last single crochet of the puff, and one single crochet in the next 3 stitches. 1, 2, 3. Again, skip single of the puff, single into the double of the puff, skip the single of the puff, and one single into the next 3. And we're going to repeat this until we get to the end of row 6. Okay, I'm coming to the end of row 6. I just put a single crochet into the double crochet in my puff. I'm going to skip the next single crochet that is part of my puff, and I have 2 stitches that remain. I'm going to put one single crochet in the remaining 2 stitches, and that is it. Now it's okay if it starts to curl up. The more rows you do, it'll start to lay flat. So you just keep repeating rows 3, 4, 5, and 6 until you get to your desired length. That's how you crochet the shallow nub stitch. So if you like this video, remember, don't forget to give it a thumbs up. You can always come follow me on Instagram. Share all your work with me. I love to look at all yarn related content, crochet, knit, and even yarn. I like to see it all. Hashtag me at Bagoday Crochet on Instagram, and I will check out what you're doing. And again, please don't forget to hit that subscribe button, and I will see you guys on my next video. Stay safe, everybody. Bye, guys.